While you may know what the common stop sign means, there are many other road signs that you should be familiar with as a driver in South Africa. Knowledge of these signs is essential for all road users, including drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians, to ensure everyone's safety. Road signs in South Africa have been adopted from the Southern African Development Community Road Traffic Signs Manual, which aims to standardize road signs in the region. South African road signs and their meanings. Regulatory traffic signs are those that inform road users of their legal obligations, such as speed limits, parking restrictions, and prohibited movements. These signs are divided into four categories: control, command, prohibition, comprehensive, and reservation signs. Most regulatory traffic signs have a rectangular shape with black lettering on a white background. Control signs tell drivers what to do at an intersection and other specific locations. They are typically red, yellow, or white with black text or symbols. Command signs tell drivers what they must do, such as stopping, yielding, or turning. They are typically blue with black lettering or symbols. Prohibition signs are regulatory traffic signs that tell drivers what they are not allowed to do. They are typically circular with a red border and a black symbol or text. Some prohibition signs have a line crossing in the middle, while others do not. Reservation signs indicate that a specific road or lane is reserved for a specific type of vehicle, such as buses, motorcycles, or taxis. These signs are typically rectangular with a blue background and black or white text or symbols. Comprehensive signs are regulatory signs that provide specific instructions on information to drivers. They are typically rectangular with a blue background and black text or symbols. Selective restriction signs, time, are regulatory signs that indicate a restriction that is applicable only during a specific time period. These signs are typically rectangular with a white background and black text or symbols. Selective restriction signs are important because they all help to keep traffic moving smoothly and ensure that all road users have access to the road network at all times. Selective restriction signs, action, are regulatory signs that indicate a restriction on an action. They are typically rectangular with a white background and black text or symbols. Selective restriction signs are important because they provide drivers with the information they need to navigate safely and efficiently. Selective restriction text message signs are used to inform drivers of temporary restrictions on road use. The messages are typically displayed on electronic signs above the road. Selective restriction text messages are an important tool for keeping drivers informed of changing road conditions and restrictions. Selective restriction signs, symbol message, are traffic signs that use symbols to inform drivers of temporary restrictions on road use. The symbols are typically displayed on electronic signs above the road. De-restriction signs are traffic signs that indicate the end of a restriction. They are typically white with a black diagonal band across them. Signals are used to convey information to road users. They can be in the form of traffic lights, signs, or markings on the road. Signals can be temporary or permanent, and they can be used to control traffic, warn drivers of hazards, or provide information about road conditions or directions. Warning road signs in South Africa are those that alert drivers to potential hazards ahead that may not be immediately visible. These signs are typically diamond-shaped with a black symbol or text on a yellow background, although some of them are triangular in shape. Road layout signs are traffic signs that provide information about the layout of the road ahead. They are typically rectangular with a white background and black text or symbols. Hazard marker signs are traffic signs that warn drivers of potential hazards ahead. They are typically yellow with black text or symbols. Information signs provide drivers with information about the road ahead, such as the distance to the next exit, the speed limit, and the direction to specific destinations. This information can help drivers to plan their route and lane usage, and to make informed decisions about their driving behavior. Transverse road markings are road markings that cross the road perpendicular to the direction of travel. They are typically white or yellow, and they are used to regulate traffic and provide information to drivers. Longitudinal road markings are road markings that run parallel to the direction of travel. They are typically white or yellow, and they are used to regulate traffic and provide information to drivers. Exclusive parking bay symbols are used to indicate that a parking bay is reserved for a specific type of vehicle or user. These symbols are typically yellow or white, and they are displayed on signs or on the pavement itself. Warning markings, also known as hazard markings, are road markings that warn drivers of potential hazards ahead. They are typically yellow with black text or symbols, and they are used to supplement warning signs and signals. Guidance markings, also known as informatory markings or road markings that provide information to drivers about the road ahead. They are typically white, and they are used to supplement information, signs, and signals. Location signs are a type of guidance sign that provide information about the location of a specific place or feature. They are typically green with white text or symbols, and they are used to direct drivers to their destination. Direction sign symbols are used to provide information about the direction of travel to drivers. They are typically white or yellow with black text or symbols, and they are used to supplement direction signs. Route markers are signs or markings that indicate the route of a specific road or highway. They are typically green with white text or symbols, and they are used to help drivers stay on the correct route. Route markers are typically used on highways and other major roads, but they can also be found on smaller roads and in rural areas. They are often placed at intersections and other points where drivers may need to make a decision about which way to go. Direction signs are a type of guide sign that provide information about the location of a specific place or feature. They are typically green with white text or symbols. Direction signs are used to supplement other road signs and signals, such as traffic lights and stop signs. They can be found on highways, city streets, and rural roads. Freeway direction signs are used to guide drivers to their destination. They are typically green with white text or symbols. Crossroad freeway direction signs are used to guide drivers to their destination at freeway intersections. They are typically green with white text or symbols, and they are used to supplement other road signs and signals such as traffic lights and stop signs. Crossroad freeway direction signs are typically used on highways and other major roads, but they can also be found on smaller roads and in rural areas. They are often placed at intersections and other points where drivers may need to make a decision about which way to go. Tourism direction signs are used to direct tourists to a specific destination, such as tourist attractions, hotels, and restaurants. They are typically brown with white text or symbols, and they are used to supplement other roads and signals, such as traffic lights and stop signs. Tourism direction signs are often found on highways, but they can also be found on smaller roads and in rural areas. They are sometimes placed at intersections, but they can also be found in other locations, such as near tourist attractions or in the center of town. Local direction signs are used to direct drivers to specific destinations within a local area. They are typically blue with white text, and they are used to supplement other road signs and signals such as traffic lights and stop signs. Local direction signs are often found on city streets, but they can also be found on rural roads. They are sometimes placed at intersections, but they can also be found in other locations such as near businesses or parks. Diagrammatic signs are a type of guide sign that uses a diagram to indicate the location of destinations and the layout of roads. They are typically green with white text or symbols, and they are used on freeways and other major roads. Diagrammatic signs are used to help drivers navigate complex intersections and interchanges. They provide a visual representation of the road layout, which can be helpful for drivers who are unfamiliar with the area. Variable message signs are a type of road sign that can display different messages, depending on the time of day, traffic conditions, or other factors. They are typically green with white text or symbols, and they are used on highways and other major roads. VMS are an important part of keeping drivers safe and informed by providing real-time information about traffic conditions and other important factors. VMS can help drivers to make informed decisions about their routes and driving behavior. Temporary regulatory signs are road signs that are used to indicate temporary changes to the rules of the road. They are typically orange with black text or symbols, and they are used on highways and other major roads. Temporary warning signs are road signs that are used to warn drivers of temporary hazards ahead. They are typically yellow with black text or symbols, and they are used on highways and other major roads. Temporary warning signs are often used in construction zones, but they can also be used for other reasons, such as special events or natural disasters. Temporary combination signs, also known as temporary regulatory combination signs, are road signs that combine two or more temporary regulatory signs into a single sign. They are typically orange with black text or symbols, and they are used on highways and other major roads. Temporary combination signs are often used in construction zones, but they can also be used for other reasons, such as special events or natural disasters. Combination signs are road signs that combine two or more signs into a single sign. They can be used to provide information, warnings, or regulations to drivers. Combination signs are typically used in areas where there is limited space for multiple signs, such as on highways and in construction zones.